I'll be happy once I graduate, once I get a job, once I buy a house, once I find love, once I change myself, once I'm married, once I have kids, once they move out. Have you ever had a dream? Something you obsessed over, something that kept you up at night, or maybe you just really wanted it? Let me know in the comments. But the closer you get to it, the more your excitement fades. And when you finally achieve it, it doesn't feel as fulfilling as you expected. Why does this happen? Why is the chase, the trying, the struggle sometimes more satisfying than the achievement? I decided to look into it. If you relate to this, you're probably experiencing arrival fallacy, which is a false belief that achieving something or arriving to a certain point will make us fulfilled and ultimately happy. So the illusion is that achievement leads to happiness. Let's say you always wanted to buy a house and you achieve it, but afterwards you feel emptiness and disappointment. Why does that happen? There is a phenomenon of hedonic treadmill or hedonic adaptations. It's a psychological phenomenon that explains that humans have a baseline level of happiness and tend to quickly return to it after experiencing positive or negative events. For example, you pass an exam or get a job or get something you wanted. You will feel a temporary boost in happiness, but over time, this excitement and satisfaction fades and you return to a relatively stable level of happiness. And vice versa. Let's imagine one fails or breaks up or goes through something unpleasant. At first, their level of happiness will go below the baseline. The person will feel unhappy and down. But as time passes, one will adapt to the situation and will return to the usual emotional state. Philip Brickman and Donald B. Campbell coined this phenomenon and suggested that as we achieve our dreams, our expectations and desires grow with us, so we never get to an actual rise in the level of our happiness. For example, you get a new phone. For a moment there, you are satisfied. But then you see an ad of a new iPad on YouTube and establish a new wish or fixation if you're like me and you can only obsess rather than desire, unfortunately. So basically, hedonic treadmill is a mechanism of reducing the impact of emotional events on our life. And just like a treadmill, in our emotional state, we don't actually go anywhere and just maintain a stable level of happiness despite the events happening around. Which is kind of useful, not gonna lie. That means that you can go through anything in life and still maintain the basic level of happiness, which is amazing. Answer this question in the comments. What motivates you more, the thought of the journey or the reward awaiting at the end of that road? If you choose the journey, you have the process focus rather than the outcome focus, and Nietzsche would approve. Congrats. Process-focused thinkers concentrate on the path itself, enjoying the chance of the improvement and seeing success in struggle and growth. Outcome-focused thinking is when you concentrate on the end goal and see success in the achievement rather than in the journey. Process focus is basically journey is the reward. Of course, with the process focus, you enjoy the trying more and reduce the arrival fallacy. And on top of all of that, you have the approbation of Aristotle, Camus, Nietzsche, and many more of those who were a lot smarter than us mortals. And your brain does everything for you to enjoy the process more too. Dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, spikes more when we anticipate the reward rather than when we achieve it. Its job is to motivate us to engage in such behaviors that will lead to positive outcomes. That's why once we get the reward, the dopamine spike is actually smaller. So the excitement of the chase gives us a sense of purpose, but once we achieve it, we actually quickly adapt and start looking for the next new thing to strive for, which means that we should look inside ourselves to find the purpose and remember that we are the ones that make ourselves happy, not events or experiences or possessions or anything that happens to us. Thank you for watching.